Hi everybody, my name is Peter. Welcome back to Our Worship Sound. This is part 2 of the Mainstage keyboard setup video. And in part 1 I showed you a 4-layer keyboard setup with piano, then Rhodes, then a pad sound, and strings, and how to mix those different sounds using Mainstage and a basic MIDI controller. And before I forget, if you want to follow the link that's below the video, ourworshipsound.com/extras, it'll take you to a page where you can download these templates for free. And even if you downloaded the template after the last video, you might want to go back and re-download it because there are a couple things I've tweaked with it. And you'll also find that there are actually now 2 different templates. And one that I did with, kind of based around this, but just in a basic context, with something with 8 round knobs, like this M Audio 02. And I did use one of these keyboard keys for a panic button. But there's now a new template set up around one of my newest toy. I just got this a few days ago, but this is an Akai LPD8, and I really like it. It's set up really well. It feels good and it's easy to use. It's got the same 8 round knobs, but it also has 8 drum pads. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with everything, but the knobs are set up the same way as I had the 8 knobs set up on the previous one. And I've got a couple things set up on the pads, including this one is now set up as a panic button. And I'm going to use one of the other pads a little bit later in the video, but I've got some cool stuff to show you with that. One of the things you would have noticed if you use one of the templates is that the playing with the piano sound from Mainstage isn't very satisfying. And the reason for that is something called latency. And that is just the difference between the time that you hit the key and the time the sound actually comes out, because the computer has to crunch the numbers and recall the different samples, and it just takes a few milliseconds of time, and even with that short delay, it makes for a really unresponsive feel to playing it. So I never actually play the piano and the Rhodes from within Mainstage. I always use my own hardware piano internal sounds to do that, and then I can mix it with the pads or the strings or the synth sounds or whatever you have from within Mainstage, and kind of make the most of both platforms. So what I want to show you today is one trick that I use in using my hardware controller sounds with the software sounds. One of the things I like to do is I like to set up a delay or an echo on the piano and the Rhodes sound. But there's one step you have to know about in order to achieve that. So let's go to Mainstage and I'll show you how I get this delay set up. Here we have the piano, Rhodes, pad, and string channels. If we scroll a little bit to the right, we find that we have a reverb send and a delay send already set for us, and that's because we started with the basic keyboard starter template, which already had those in there. And I did tweak both of them a little bit to get something that was a little bit different. So anyway, I'm going to come back here, and to assign the piano and the Rhodes to go to those sends, I'm going to come up here, and under sends, I'm just going to go down and click and hold, drag down to bus, and then go up to delay. And I'm going to do that for the Rhodes as well. Then to control the level I send, I'm going to come back over here to the knobs that I had originally set up for piano delay and Rhodes delay. I'm going to click on the piano delay button, click map parameter, and click on this dial for the delay send on the piano. Come back over here to Rhodes delay, and then the send amount for the Rhodes. Uncheck parameter, map parameter, and we should be ready to go. Okay, so if I bring up the piano volume and play it just from the software, so all the sound you're hearing now is coming from the software. I'm going to bring the piano delay sound up. So there I have the software, the Mainstage piano, with that signal sent to the delay. But what if I want to use my keyboard, my hardware piano sound, but still get that delay effect? Bring up my piano sound. Now if I bring up the delay, you'll notice that nothing happens. And the reason for that is because this is set up as what's called a post-fader send. This is the fader for the piano channel, and it's all the way down. That level determines what level of signal is sent to the delay. And because this is all the way down, that means no delay can be sent. Even if I have the delay send all the way up, that there's no amount that could be sent because the fader on the piano sound is all the way down. So what we need to do is set this to, instead of being a post fader send, make it a pre fader send, and do the same thing over here on the Rhodes. Now, even though the fader is down, I can bring up the delay signal, and you can now hear it. So all the sound you're hearing right now is just the delay signal. There's no dry piano mixed in there. Okay, so now if I mix my dry piano sound in from my keyboard, there you hear the mix of the dry hardware controller, hardware internal keyboard sounds with the software delay processed within Mainstage. I can do the same thing with the Rhodes sound. There's the dry Rhodes sound from my keyboard, and then adding the delay within Mainstage. Alright, so one of the things you want to do with a delay is if it's longer than a certain, if the echo is longer than a certain amount of time, you want to make sure that it syncs up with your tempo. Okay, and there are different ways to set Mainstage and the tempo within it. The one I'm going to show you, the method I'm going to show you today, is called tap tempo. And so what I'm going to do is set up one of my drum pads to be able to tap out the tempo, and then Mainstage will lock in with that tempo. So I'm within the edit window. I'm going to come down here and click on this drum pad, and then come down here to under the unmapped tab. I'm going to go to Actions, scroll down just a little bit, and then select Tap Tempo. And now it's set up so that whatever tempo I tap on here is the tempo of the delay. If I tap it faster, you'll hear that the delay is now faster. So that's an easy way to sync up with the tempo and the delay. I want to show you one thing that I did recently that was pretty cool, and just in using these different sounds that we have available to us now through Mainstage. And that is, I started with everything down, and then I played the note and sustained it with the pedal, and then I gradually brought in the pad from Mainstage, and next I brought in the Rhodes delay but without the dry Rhodes signal. I'm going to change the tempo. Then I brought in the Rhodes. So I think that's a pretty cool effect, and that's even just scratching the surface of what Mainstage can do and the possibilities that you have available to you. So I hope that was helpful to you. If you have questions, let me know. Be sure to go to the website, ourworshipsound.com, and download those templates. You can also check out the free worship EP that I have available there, as well as please sign up for my email list so we can keep in touch that way. So until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.